Hi darlings, here we are on Halloween night, the night of Judgement, the 31st, which is 13 backwards. 13, as we know, represents this 13th sign, Ophiuchus, that I can never pronounce, but you know what I mean. So we're going to have a look at everything going on right now. We're going to have a look at the full moon phase. We've got a full moon on the 12th of the 11th, but we've got 11, 12, 13, which are all part of this mirror effect of the Trip LLL goddess. And then we've got this very important 26 of the 12th crowning going on. So I'm going to show you this happening on Stellarium, and then we're going to try and catch up with the multitude of posts that I've done in the past 4 or 5 days. I'm going to talk about Baghdad, Abi Wabi, whatever he's called. I don't follow any news, so I just pick up on stuff going on and join the dots. I've got his name somewhere written down properly, but I'll show you exactly what's going on in the sky. So for me, today, Halloween, it's almost a few seconds away from midnight, and today we had a conjunction of Mercury and Jupiter. Mercury here, the feather, and Venus, the heart. So this is the famous Judgement of AMMIT in Egypt. This is the Judgement. We are right on Judgment time right now. And so Mercury that rules Virgo and Gemini, and Jupiter that rules Pisces and Sagittarius, which is completely conjunct with the moon. So here we have the first phase of that crescent moon after the black moon we had on the 28th, the second Momo black moon for the Bob a Blowjob, Boris Johnson pillars of Babylon and Judaism. So they're right on that knee, the knee of the hero. And that's today. He's moved on a little bit now. And these two on the Judgment. Mars all alone, making sure that he kills the end of this energy of the 6th house, Virgo, because the 3 and the 9 have now merged for 39. That's their way to become 12. 3 and 9 is 12. 6 and the 9 is the same thing, so this is the death of the girl. The sun has moved into Libra, and Persephone, the girl, is now dead. Mars has had his way, very much like in the story of Romanus and Remus, the 2 Roman twins that were hidden away until this Judgment Day. And this is the creation of the Green Man, Peter Pan, because it's going to be positive. This is to get rid completely of the female energy. And, this is coming into the brave new world, and 70% of women will be free martins. They already walk among us. Free martins are created with the twins, with Gemini. They've always walked among us. It's sterile women, and this is why the death of Virgo and the 39 is so important, because this is, very much the crowning of that child Gemini energy to take over the Twin Peaks, because the Twin Peaks, the true Twin Peaks ruled by Saturn, is air and earth, fixed and high cardinal, and the only way that they can imitate those Twin Peaks is with the sign of, is with Mercury, because Mercury rules Virgo, also Earth, feminine, and Gemini, also air. But they are mutable. This is the Michael Jackson. This is Mercury and Jupiter trying to take over, because they know they've only got this last year to do it, because Jupiter will be in full when he comes to Capricorn. So this is the creation of the Baphomet going on. This is the energy that they want to take us in to keep us in the matter, because if everybody gets into spirits, they cannot have any more control anymore. So this is why it's so important that people break out of this 369 Tesla bullshit New Age crap that we are so force-fed. So we've got right now that crescent moon conjunct to Jupiter on the knee of the 13th sign, which is the same as 31 backwards. So we've got the mirror effect. And the knee is very important because Capricorn rules the knees. And, to get past Capricorn to get to Aquarius, Aquarius rules the calves below the knees, and Pisces is the feet, hence phony, below knee, the Phoenicians and the Babylonians, the West and the East. This is why this knee is such an important point, because once you get, this is the power of Capricorn. Capricorn, every sign represents a part of our anatomy, and Capricorn is when you get to the knee. So this knee is very important. And we've got Mercury, which is also beginning its retrograde today. And this is talking about this last corner. As I showed you in my last videos, for me, they are using the 21 days, which makes 777, which is the same thing as Trip L, 3 L's. 7 just is an angle, as 7 is, as L is an angle, and these are the angles of the 4 corners. So Mercury is going to be doing now a 4th retrograde. So he started, we can have a quick look again. So if we go to 18, 11, 7, you know that 7-11 is the same thing as 9-11, because Set is 7 and September is 9. So here's Mercury 1 year ago, and he did his retrograde, there we go, he did his retrograde over Antares, and now then I've taken you already in the other videos through his other journeys, and now back to today. So today, why doesn't that take me back to today? Up. So we're back to, is this what the date was, the 3rd? Oh, sorry, yeah, it's because it's just gone past midnight, that's why. So back to today, here's Mercury, and he is going to do his retrograde with a conjunction on the 11-11, which is, for me, I'm going to be taking you through, but this is the crowning, when Mercury is absolutely combust. He's very, very powerful, and he's not powerful when he's next to the sun, but when he's right in the heart of the sun, which he is there, then that is a transit, and that is very, very powerful, and it's happening right on these scales of wisdom. So let's carry on and watch him. And there he's going forward again. Okay, so back to right now. So he's about to set off on his last journey, which will make 28. So this is his effort to imitate the moon. The moon's phase is 28 days. We've been through that in the other videos. How important this is to have the 28 days of the moon, because in order for Solomon, for Sirius the Great, for Sirius, the dog star, who is the king of all this, because as you know at the moment we've got the head of the snake, North Node, Rahu, on Sirius, as it was for 9/11. They've had to wait 18 years. They brought down 9/11 18 years ago, and they brought down Notre Dame. So Jack and Jill, Gemini and Virgo, representing our DNA, taking over our DNA. And that's why this last phase is really being used right now with this judgment time for this sun-moon ritual. But as we know, there will be no need for the sun and the moon. We're moving out of the south and we're going up to the north, Cancer. And, also to take over that energy of the Cancer Kali, which is the most powerful energy to destroy. So that's why this moon to try, they want Mercury to imitate that energy of the moon. So, yeah, he stops his retrogrades and he goes forward. Okay, so I'm going to take you to have a look on the charts, because then we can see everything all together. Let's have a look at that right now. Sorry, as you know, my computer is very, very slow, and this is why it's important to do this video right now, because as Mercury gets into his retrograde, it's going to be harder and harder for me to express myself. Okay, so I have got here somewhere this 31st as well. Yeah. Right, so yeah, I don't think I didn't put another one, I didn't put up the chart of the 31st. Well, it doesn't matter, that's what we've had today. And let's go to the full moons. So, Jupiter, where is the moon now? Be interesting to see as we go along the moon's phases as well. Okay, well, we've got on the 11th, we've got the moon in Pisces, coming up to the Alpha Omega full moon. It will be opposing, once it gets into Aries, this sun. This is why it's so important. Let's have a look on here actually, because it's easier to show you. Okay, so this is what's happening. This is okay. This is this image you see. We've got here, like Momo, the cock's feet of the Baphomet. We've got the four corners, and we've got this Gemini Trip L. We've got the Phoenix birthing. So Halloween is exactly 9 months, so the journey of Venus, after the Remus triple goddess, and I did videos about this during Valentine's Day. I said that we had an incredible 3 weeks exactly of incredible sunshine. They really wanted to, they stopped all the geoengineering where I am. As you know, I live where the labyrinth is, and in Aignan, and next to me also is Lupiac, which is the same as the name of that Roman festival of Valentine's Day. I think I have, here we go, Lupariaca. So this is the 3-day holiday sex magic. That's why we had the Momo in Essex, and this is now the birth about to happen for this full moon of Rosemary's baby, of their fake Gemini king. So Lupercalia is the loop, the wolf, and the twins are brought up by the wolf. Those two positive Romanian Republic are. That's why Game of Thrones, the writer of Game of Thrones is RR, and also the guy who did all the films, The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, he is also, I'll show you. Okay. And there's lots and lots of stuff, I'm sorry, on my Facebook, but if you're patient with me, I can show you. Here we go. Sergio, Leon, Noel, Lone, Elon, Scum, Moss, Musketeer, The Last Corner, Dart, Rat, Agnon. My village is called Aignan. Agnon, same thing. Agnon comes from spiderweb, Charlotte's Web, Lot's wife, the last key before Sodom and Gomorrah. So, to activating your own spin heart frequency, which is the labyrinth. So Lupiac, so this is the director, Sergio Leone, and he did the film The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, which is what's happening next year. Everybody's going into Sagittarius, and this is all the set-off that we're coming into now. I also noticed we've also got, this is the last key, the last moon key. Remember the series Monkey? Well, in this series, I hope I don't give you a funny echo again like last time. Oh,
watch carefully.
No, uh-oh. Sorry, we've got those lads. Up.
In the worlds before Monkey, primal chaos reigned. Heaven sought order, but the phoenix can fly only when its feathers are grown. The four worlds formed again and yet again, as endless eons wheeled and passed. Time and the pure essences of heaven, the moisture of the earth, the powers of the sun and the moon, all worked upon a certain rock, old as creation. And it became magically fertile. That first egg was named Thought.
Thoth. So basically they're taking us back to the time of Buddha, of Thoth is just the age of Gemini after the flood, and this is really the creation of all the tricks after Cancer, when they created their fake high priestess. And the high priestess is exactly, you'll see, this high priestess of the tarot cards, which sits between the Babylonian and the Judaism pillar.
Father Buddha said, with our thoughts we make the world. Elemental forces caused the egg to hatch. From it then came a stone monkey. The nature of monkey was irrepressible.
So Planet of the Apes, you know, keeping people in the flesh so they don't return to spirits, keeping us completely dumbed down as the energy system supply. And this was all brought out in 1968, Rosemary's Baby as well, and this is for us, for our generation, all those of us born that 50-year crossover that we're living now. We were brought up with this. We were prepared for this energy of us going into Asia. There you have Greta, the High Priestess. You see? You've got her. We've got her here. We've got her. You know by now it's another image, same thing, triple goddess. This is what they're doing. Gemini, there's the monkey. There's that egg. This is Notre Dame. The High Priestess dies. And there she is. That's exactly this High Priestess. Caught the Fish, Netflix. A Piggy, Lord of the Flies. We've just had that with this guy killed in a cave by a dog, Sirius, the dog star, from the Baghdad Cafe. We'll be doing that.
So let's get going.
Lots of lightning, Jupiter. It's Jupiter. All Sagittarius on their horses, bow and arrows. Fire. Gonna have lots more fires. Okay. Red and yellow. Okay, so we come back to the charts. Okay, so on the 11th, we've got the 12th of the 11th, and on the 11th of the 11th, here we go. So this is it's not quite the full moon, but it's a 3-day passage which imitates Romulus and Remus. And I should have something of Romulus and Remus open. Well, there's RR, Roman Republic, and Romulus and Remus, the pagan origins of Valentine's Day. I wonder if this one will tell us about Romanus. So this is why Picnic at Hanging Rock was set off on the 14th of February as well. Okay, let's just put Romanus and Remus. Right, it's there, great. So Romulus and Remus are the mythological twin brothers who founded the city of Rome. Here is their story. Romulus and Remus were twin boys born to a princess named Rhea Silvia. Their father was the fierce Roman god of war, Mars. So that's what Mars has been doing. So on this 11th, Mars is right on top of Spica, which is the brightest star of Virgo, which is the star of the fortune and reaping all the wealth and fortune of the harvest. So there's Mars, the father, Ra, and this is, his attempt to take over from Saturn as the new father. And we have that, so on the 11th, we've still got Mercury absolutely combust with the Sun. We've got Venus right on top of Antares, the east. Jupiter is still on the 13th sign. As we look at it here, it's easier to see. Okay, so there's this opposition. It's almost the full moon. And the moon is conjunct to Uranus, which is in fire, in Ra, in Aries, and Mars rules Aries and Scorpio, where Venus is right now. So we've got Mars and Venus, both in signs ruled by Mars, and Mars is finishing off that Virgin Mary energy, taking the energy of the triple goddess, those 3 stages of Virgo, from the pre-sexual to the mother to the old lady, and trying to embody with the last path of Mercury, which is now during this full moon phase, is going backwards over the scales of wisdom. So Mercury is actually on his way back right now. And then here is Mars right on Spica, opposing Uranus as well. So this is all about massive, sudden change. And we've got this fire and ice ritual, the water and fire at the same time. Jupiter is right on this moment, in the Milky Way, right on that galactic line between Scorpio and before he hits for this coming up eclipse, the winter solstice, when he will join Pluto and Saturn for the good, the bad, and the ugly. And here's Sirius, North Node on Sirius. This is the dog star. This is why Trump is heralding this dog that got Baghdad, the terrorist, in the cave. And I haven't been following it, but there was apparently the same thing again. There was 3 people, 3 children, or 3 something, and then there was the one on its own. It's always about the lone ranger, the Elon, the Leon, the no L. It's the same thing. So no L means that we don't make the true L Twin Peaks. This is all about Isis. Venus represents Isis. Venus rules Taurus and Libra. So taking that energy of the Taurus, Aldebaran, and the scales is exactly where we've got the sun. This is the Alpha Omega going on right now. This is the Aleph Tav, and this is the V for victory, the 22nd letter, and Aleph Tav. Tav is just the V upside down. It makes that N. That's why Iran, IRA, and you turn the V upside down and you've got the N. It's the last letter. It's the ending, and this is their way of bringing us into their fake twin peaks, a premature taking over of the energy that we're going into. Okay, so that's what's happening. This triple goddess. This is the fake Madonna, Mad Don, Madonna, Mad DNA, Notre Dame, and we've got the Phoenix, and this is the child. This is Rosemary's baby. This is the baby that has been made from the joining of Romanus and Remus, the two male twins, and they make this beast. You've got those feet there, you see. Okay, so there's that N again. This is the V, this is the Tav, and we've got these two corners. This is their fake twin peaks. It's like the Gemini fake. Scales of wisdom. This is tribe of Dan, DNA, the snake, the judgment that we've just seen. Oh yes, and also it's the moon is right on Sheraton. So for the 1111, this is why it's difficult for me, because there's just so much to tell you. So you see there's the 33, so we're at the 33 degree. Here we go, 33. So this is the true solstice, in fact. And if we go forwards, the moon will go right on that 33rd degree. And we'll show you Uranus here as well. Yeah, I have to, you know how patient I have to be. So everything I do just takes so long. Uranus. Up. There we go, right conjunct both Uranus and the moon right on this 33rd degree. I mean, wow, okay, so this is the 1111. There's that Sheraton. So a bit, you know, they've got the hotels called Sheraton Towers. So this is their twin towers, fake twin towers, the horns of the ram, because the ram is the Baphomet. So, you know, this is the birthing of the Baphomet, which I'm going to be showing you, which the crowning, the absolute crowning. The birth is now, and the crowning is going to be for the eclipse coming up on the 26th. Okay, so this is why the 396 is taking over the sun and the moon. The sun and the moon, these are the pillars. This is their way of keeping us in the loop. Loopyak. Queen, so they've got rid of the 6 now, and it's just 39. And this is their way of getting through the 12th door to the Twin Peaks. And there's the crown, 33 Scottish rites. So then on the 12th, 11th, we've got the full moon. And for this full moon, it is bang on Antares and Aldebaran on the solstice. And we've got, so sun, the moon in Alpha Omega. We say goodbye to Alpha Omega. And this is now, they've been waiting for this time, those Romanus and Remus twins, so that the West and the East can merge as one. And this, if we read about Sirius the Great, this is why that statue of the two dragons is in Bulgaria. So we've got the king of Ansha, king of Persia, king of Media, king of the world, great king, king of Babylon, king of Sumer, and king of the four corners of the world. So this is the last corner. This is really, that's why that last retrograde of Mercury is so important right now. And you can come and read that. But it does just mention all this east. If you go and listen to the song of the Doors, The End, he says the west is the best. What he means is the west is the beast. The west is the east. It's the same thing. This is when they show themselves. There's no more duality. They become one. So Sirius the Great created the largest empire the world had yet seen under his successors. The empire eventually stretched at its maximum extent from parts of the Balkans, Bulgaria, Antares, Macedonia, and Eastern Europe, proper in the west to the Indus Valley in the east. His regal titles in full were the Great King, King of Persia, King of Anshan, King of Media. So you get it. This is, and the reign of Sirius the Great lasted 30 years. Well, that's the journey of Saturn. He's just trying to take over from the power of Saturn. And this is the Baphomet. This is the crowning of that Baphomet. Okay, I will surely forget lots of things, but I'm going to take you through because you're all clever enough. So, for this full moon, now the moon is bang on Medusa. Bang on Medusa. So there's Medusa, and are people going to be so petrified that they're turned to stone? Lot's wife was turned to stone. So people who haven't done the inner work, goodness knows what they're going to pull out. Goodness knows what's going to happen. Are we going to go through the black mirror? I don't know. So this is again, the 31st. That's what we've got right now. Sirius, this is what's happening right now. That's why we had this event. And I'm going to take you to show you all the pictures. Here we have the 13th card, Death. And then on the 13th, okay, so because I keep seeing things and then I have to try and remember everything to say to you. So on the 13th, let's see here. Okay, so that the moon is going to go on to, it's in Taurus. And I think that it just hits Aldebaran for the 14th. So this is exactly 9 months after. And if you go back and see my old videos at the time of Valentine's Day, it was the same passage of the moon going over Aldebaran. So basically, Aldebaran is the beast, and Ra is using, this is Isis. This is taking, let's have a look and let's see what we've got. We'll still be pretty full. Yeah, we've just got that little slither, that little slither beginning. Okay. That's Uranus over there, okay. So this is very important. This is their passage. Jupiter on the 13th sign. So what's Jupiter up to? Jupiter is still there. So everybody's in place. You've got Mars on Spica. Got conjunction. Mercury going backwards, doing his last retrograde to take over the energy of Kali. the last phase of the moon. We've got Venus just moving away now from Antares, and Jupiter getting ready to for this big eclipse coming up. So let's go have a look at the eclipse. It's Mercury becoming very visible again. We've got a conjunction here, Venus and Jupiter. Okay, well, we're not going to look at everything going on, we'll just go to that eclipse. Okay, so this is the solar eclipse. There's the moon. Okay, so this is going to be bang opposite Sirius, and I will show you. And here we've got, this is the eclipse is going right over East Asia, and the heart of this eclipse is in Baghdad. And this is what I'm going to take you to see now. We go back to my Facebook because I've been doing post by post, day by day. You see, ABBA is 1221, which is the true Twin Peaks, 21st of the 12th. Yep. Fernando, Fur is iron. Zion in iron. Lion, Zion, ion. This is something else I'm going to show you. This is incredible. Dundee, two dragons. They've just found a crocodile in the Golden Triangle, Toulouse, next to me. And I will show you this. This is all very important. This is really what's going on, taking over the female. Now, this is New Age bullshit. This is some guy, flat earth person from Santos, who is, of course, doing an event on the 11th and the 12th and the 13th to celebrate the 369. And it's all parables. You know, he talks about a lot of truth. They give you a lot of truth, but they lead you into the trap. Okay, this is all about the Joker, number 10, Downing Street. Down, because they never want you to go up to Capricorn. It's all... So here we go. The solar eclipse of the 26/12/2019, when Lord of the Blackjack Joker boxing rings is crowned. Sirius, dog god star, Ra opposing Sagittarius. The good Jupiter, oh dear, I've done lots of mistakes. The bad Saturn and Pluto the ugly. The heart of the solar eclipse is over BAGDAD CAFE. Boxing Day, you see, that's the connection I made. Yep, so I'm going to show you Momo, Boxing Day. Well, you'll get this. And Momo Muhammad Ali bin Salman is Buckingham, Ms. Havisham, blah, blah. Let's have a look at the pictures. I can show you better. So here's Baghdad. Okay, here we've got the two dragons. One dragon, two dragon, the egg. Okay, so Saudi Arabia is going to be the passive king, the star, when it is actually the egg. Here we've got the east and the west merging. Sirius the Great. And this is that Baghdadi, whatever he's called. And here is the solar eclipse. So this is interesting. It's going over also Darwin. Darwin, the top of Australia, is the Wizard of Oz. Darwin is the same word as wizard. You just flip the N and the Z. Two corners, same thing. The three corners, two corners, and the N, Z is the two corners, yeah. Okay, so look at that eclipse. This is the new East Asia. Okay, now this is the film Baghdad, and look at this, Jupiter, Mercury. Jupiter, Mercury. This is the Skull and Bones cross, the pirates trying to take over our twin peak. We've got the Austrian, German, and Babylon. We've got Judaism and Babylon becoming one. This is that dog that I haven't been following, but apparently this dog was the big star, saved the day, and Trump keeps putting that dog in. There's Sirius, and here he is, Sirius. Look at that. We've got Mars, and we got Venus just on each side of this. It's just incredible. And this opposition, Jupiter, is absolutely the star. He's got all his Baphomet gang there. He's got Mercury. He's got the sun and the moon for this solar eclipse. And Venus in Capricorn. So that is the Baphomet. That is the Fibonacci five-pointed star. They turn her flat-petaled flower into the five-pointed star. That is Venus at the top of the head of the ram of Ra. We just had that ritual of the full moon on the 11th, 12th, 13, ending Alpha Omega, and there, that is the biggest bang on. It wasn't completely bang on for those full moons, but look at that, the East and the West merging. I mean, we're told always that this is the East and this is the West, but when you put Fomalhaut in its true place at the north, then it's the other way. So this is the West is the best, the beast, the East, they merge as one, and they've got the mid-heaven going on between Leo and Aquarius, which is what they want, because this is, they want to have Babylon, Leo at the top. So he is absolutely where they want, up on the north. I mean, it really is incredible. It's incredible. There's Sirius. There's Sirius again, the Great, doing his judgment. So T-Rex Scotty, they found T-Rex Scotty, the big dinosaur, Scotland. Scotland is just the Gulwa. They are, so the Scottish flag, the blue and the white, is that Israel. So Lord of the Rings. And I think that guy's called Baghdad Ali something. We've got Ali, real Ali, T of the Tempest. Real Ali T. This is not reality, huh? This is a film reel. Lord of the Flies. This is the solar eclipse. Here's Jack, the Joker. Here's AMMIT, the three phases. We've got the hippopotamus, the lion, and the crocodile. Triple goddess. And there we've got the three feathers of the Germans, DIEN, three phases. Jupiter and Mercury. They've put Momo here with Lord of the Rings. This is the lodges, the Jack in the box, the ring, 33, Lord of the Flies. Here we go, that 369. This is fire. This is Ra, taking over our hearts. That's what the story of AMMIT was. AMMIT is about taking over our hearts. The scales of justice, devourer of the dead, the Egyptian underworld. Okay. So here we've got the three swords, and this is the circle, the coffin. In French, a coffin is cercueil, cercueil. This is closed in the circle. Closed in the circle. This is this. This is closed in the circle, the 13th sign. in the flower of life. That flat flower of life, it's material. This is the French Federation of Football, the cock and the 5-pointed star. So, you know, something's going to go on. It's all happening in France, huh? And there's Venus, that eclipse. Venus is in Capricorn, so this is their chance to create their Baphomets. Okay, this is what's happening. I'm inundated with stink bugs. Last video I was telling you about my owls, but I didn't tell you about my stink bugs, so that's what you can hear buzzing around. As Greta in between the priestess, the birth of the green man, the jolly green giant is being born, the Antichrist and a cup of tea, the tempest, the sword in the stone. There's those 3 feathers, and this is the 2 sides, Babylon and Judaism becoming one. The beast is born. There they are. Jupiter and Mercury. This is Baghdad Cafe, and that guy they found, and this is the circle. This is what I mean, closed in the cercle. They're trapping us within a triangle, the symbol for fire in that circle. There she is, the whore of Babylon, holding the sun and the moon, and Leo. Exactly what we've got for this eclipse. Exactly what we've got for this eclipse. So there's the 4th corner, the moon key, the last key, the monkey, and you know, it's hidden forever unless you find that true 12th door into the true Twin Peaks. There he is, the Pan gods, the sun god, Louis the sun god, Mercury, and there's that Venus Baphomet. The 3 feathers again, and this is what we're about to head into. Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto. And there's the horns, and there's that triangle again that we're going to get closed into. Here is the Lord of the Rings. Here is the Bulgarian, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia. Lord of the Rings. You see the feet, the bird. It's that cock. There's the triangle again. This is what they want to set off, the chaos. Because if they set off the chaos, then everybody will think that they're the heroes, because they will bring in, for the true Twin Peak time, we're going to go through the chaos this next year, and then everyone will be ever so happy when they bring in the solution to the problem and the reaction that is about to get set off. This is the true Twin Peaks, Saturn, with Aquarius and Capricorn. Jack Frost, they froze the Chinese, the circle, the cercle. This is the labyrinth, and there is a narrow gateway. You've just got to get through it. So we've got the Jungle Book. This is King Louis, orange. Got the Twin Peaks here. Back to black. I've shown you all this in my last videos. Tempest, the Lupiac, that's the festival. The festival of Romanus and Remus was Lupiac. It's the town next to me of D'Artagnan. The lone musketeer, Elon Musk. The lone Musk, the last corner. We're at the last corner. And I think there is going to be some kind of going through the black mirror. There's 39 being crowned. So 3 and 9 is Mercury, 3rd house Mercury, and 9 is Jupiter. That's very important. Mercury and rules, Gemini rules the 3rd house. Sagittarius is the 9th house. So 3 and 9 makes 12. They've killed the 6. They don't want the 6 anymore. Virgo, we've now got masculine, masculine, positive, positive, Pete and Pan, Polo and Pan, positive, positive. This is the end of the female. This is the twins that make the free martins. 70% of women will be sterile. Artificial womb. This is the death of the girl. You see, all men and women we're meant to be going back to a natural androgynous state. Everybody is born XX chromosomes. It's only after a couple of months that we separate, but we are all originally women. If you kill the women, there's no possible way to ever get back through the life and death portal. It's over. Shere Khan and Bagheera. And there we are, back at the beginning. Okay, so I'm going to carry on. I want to show you other things that I've picked up on since the last video. This is before I picked up on the fact that it was a 3-passage full moon, the 11th, the 12th and the 13th. I've just picked up on that. And this is quite important. These pictures here. Because the Joker came out as well on the 4th of October, which was part of the Momo passage between those 2 black moons of the 28th of the 9th and the 28th of the 9th, the 28th of the 10th. Also on the 4th of October, 4 killed in Paris, and on the 28th of the 10th we had the Momo. So you see the 10th house is at the top, and that is 10 Downing Street. They call it down to turn it upside down. Here you always have, you see the 3 and the 1 standing behind. Just like apparently, I didn't follow the news story, but it's like the 4 musketeers. Is it 3 or 4 musketeers? There's always one hiding, ruling, running the 3. There's always, and this is where we're heading. This eclipse is going over, we're coming over Saudi Arabia, all the way to through East Asia. This is just the labyrinth, negative, positive. There will be no more negative. They're taking us into positive. We won't be able to spin. If we lose the negative, if we lose the female, we're stuck. We're stuck in the Nazi swastika. We're stuck. We're going to be stuck in the triangle, in the Freemason south, west and east. Because we're going into Aquarius and Capricorn, they never tell us that, but because of this mainstream astrology has got us in 2020 going into Aquarius. So for them, it makes sense that this is the time for Aldebaran and Antares, Scorpio and Taurus, to take over the equinox. There's the Joker, came out the 4th of October. So J is number 10, and JL is the same thing. It's the 4 corners, 369, the 4 keys, the monkey is the last key, and this is the Joker, and you've got the 4 corners, and with the 5-pointed star. And he's got his beehive, harlequin, 5G, and this is that, got the 2 triangles, and we've got the MM for Aquarius. We've got that MM again that was shown to us. Same thing, same thing. is this. Okay, you know all this. You know all this because we've been through it. This is, so, you know, is there going to be some kind of pop-off, some kind of an event, some kind of splitting? I've always said this. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know, but I think a lot of us are just fed up now of all the nonsense, and I don't know whether we, you know, whether we can all remain together when so many of us see through everything. That's for sure. Okay, I don't want to forget anything important. I think that I've covered, this is very important. Yes, so, Crocodile Dundee, we're going down into Australia. Here's the crocodile, this is AMMIT. So this is the head, we've got to the head now. AMMIT. Okay. And this is the flag of Dundee. Here we have the two dragons. So, and we've got the Scottish, we've got those three feathers again, the three fleur de lis, the three bees become one. This is a French crocodile called Momo, and he's a boxer, T-Rex Scotty. This is T-Rex Scotty, the dinosaur. And this is what's just been found in Toulouse. So again, right next to me, this is the main big town, and it's called, there is the triangle, the golden triangle in Toulouse, which is the 777 LLL. Aleister Crowley, 777, is the 21 days of Mercury that takes to go retrograde. So this is that, this is the trap. This is the trap. That's why they're using Mercury to do a last retrograde right now to try and imitate that moon fourth phase. There's Scotland with the same dragon as My Little Village killing the lamb. The two dragons from Bulgaria. The boxing ring, Lord of the Rings, he was the king, Muhammad was the king. We're going to have the king of Saudi Arabia, the Black King, Mohammed bin Salem. But they're making all these baddie terrorists so that everybody bows down to Mohammed, Momo. So they've just found this massive crocodile in a little stream. I mean, give me a break. There's the enormous crocodile, the enormous crocodile. We've all been programmed for this. Okay. So this girl is called Momo. She's a famous Chinese girl, making us feel very empathetic because of all these poor Chinese people. It's all just programming. If you look at YouTube today, there are more and more ads. It's just all Chinese. We're just being transmuted, transhumans from one side of the planet to another. We're being merged as one, which is fine in its essence. That's normal. It's just the way it's being done to have complete control over us that isn't normal. And the fact that they're going to get rid of the female. So I do have a few Free Martin pictures. I have done a post showing about Free Martins. I have, but not to waste your time, let's just go to Free Martins. So you can see this twin, what it means. There's an ad in France which is shown every single time you put YouTube on, which is a man renting his house called Paul. It's all a play on Paul, So what am I looking for? I'm looking for, free martins. They walk among us, there are many women already. They may not even know it, these poor women, but there are many sterile. Martin is the name of Saint Martin, and he's from Toulouse, where they've just found this crocodile. Saint Martin de Tours, he's from Tours, but there is some kind of connection. There is some kind of connection with Toulouse as well. Toulouse is really the heart of the beast. It's the bull. That's what the connection is. It's Aldebaran. It's always the bull, the bull. Don't forget that the bull is actually a cow. They told us that it's masculine. So, what is a free martin? Now you see that M for Momo as well. The cattle sites. A joining of the placenta membranes occurs at about the 40th day of pregnancy, and thereafter the fluids of the two fetuses are mixed. This causes exchange of blood and antigenes carrying characteristics that are unique to each heifer and bull. When these antigens mix, they affect each other in a way that causes each to develop with some characteristics of the other sex. Although the male twin in this case is only affected by reduced fertility, in over 90% of the cases, the female twin is completely infertile because of a transfer of hormones or a transfer of cells. The heifer's reproductive tract is severely underdeveloped and sometimes even contains some elements of a bull's reproductive tract. A free martin is genetically female but has many characteristics of a male. The ovaries of the free martin do not develop correctly and they remain very small. Also, the ovaries of a free martin do not produce the hormones necessary to induce the behavioral signs of heat. The external vulva region can range from a very normal-looking female to a female that appears to be male. Usually the vulva is normal, except that in some animals an enlarged clitoris and large tufts of vulva hair exist. Free martinism cannot be prevented. However, it can be diagnosed in a number of ways. So let's just put A Brave New World. A Brave New World. Free martin. You've got to do your own research because I know I've done a lot. There's a lot of stuff, but so this is just as it is in Aldous Huxley's book, but this is exactly what has happened. It's already happened. I know some of these women, and it's being done to us through hormones, through our food. It's happening gradually, and the elite have always done this. This has existed from, it has always existed. In the animal world, free martins are female animals that have been born sterile or unable to reproduce children and frequently have some male characteristics. All free martins in nature have a male twin. In Brave New World by Aldous Huxley, the hatchery, or place where babies are mass-produced, purposely creates free martins to expand the workforce while controlling breeding. In this lesson, we will learn more about free martins. So it all begins in the labelling room of the hatchery. So you can say, now look at this. This is the famous T. This is the T. This is the T-Rex. The womb is simulated in a test tube. Each test tube is labelled with a T for the males, a circle for the females. And for those who were destined to become free martins, a question mark. It's already happening. It's already here. Now look, they've actually, they've hidden this, and I can just read it to you. Sex without consequences. Free martins are at an advantage when it comes to casual sex, as it is promoted in this society with freedom that comes without worry of consequences. Men and free martins can indulge in any number of pleasant vices. Funny, they've hidden that, you see. So I've just had so much to think of doing this video. But you see, this is the twin. This is the Gemini sign. This is the twins. And what's it called? Artificial womb. You see, I have my amazing cousin who was named the #1 woman of Australia because my beautiful, wonderful cousin lost triplets, and she started running and making millions to raise money for this incubator to save premature babies. She lost her 3 premature sons, and she is doing an incredible job, but she has been promoted and pushed and made the #1 person in Australia because this is what they want. They create the problem to get the reaction to bring in the solution. They've always had what they need to save premature babies. They just needed the people to ask for it, because very soon it will be racist for females to have children, because it will not be fair to homosexual gay couples. So, you know, we're naturally going back to an androgynous state, but you know, it just means that we're equal and we become one. And as in this beautiful, so where did that little Facebook go? Here. As in this beautiful post here, it's been very beautifully written, and that's why I posted it. It says here, dear men, do you know that when you enter a woman, you are actually inside of another human being? You are inside of her. Have you ever realized how sacred this is? That this is the closest thing to oneness that you will ever experience, and that she holds this gift for you. That you can return to the womb and to the point of creation. This is the G point, this is the G, this is the 7. That you can plant the seeds of creation as well. That when you leave her, she feels the separation as you physically pulls out and leave her empty. That being allowed inside of her is a gift and honouring something sacred, and that it is your job to know, respect and honour this. That her heart is connected to her sex, and when you want to enter her sex, you enter her heart as well. That she feels everything when you enter her, as all of your energy is being passed on and into her. Therefore, you have a responsibility of entering with transparency of your intentions, as she will feel all the ways you might use her to avoid feeling your own pain or emotions. You need to be mindful and aware about why you are entering her and what you are filling her up with. That sex is the cosmic union of the feminine and the masculine energy. A female and a male are exactly the same thing. The insides of the female is just the penis. It's exactly the same thing. It is our ability to feel what it was before we were separated. If we stop the female, there will be no more possibility to become one again. This is why it's so important. And this is what's going to be taken away. This is what we forget to talk about. This is what this is all about. And I do think there is going to be some kind of a split there is going to be a separation of the wheat and the tares. And it's coming, because consciousness, there is going to be the pop-off. That hippopotamus in AMMIT is hippo-pop. We've had the lion, we've had the crocodile, we're going to have the hippopotamus, the Mary Poppins, the Popeye. As she will feel all the ways you might use her to avoid feeling your own pain or emotions. You need to be mindful and aware about why you are entering her and what you are filling her up with. That sex is the cosmic union of the feminine and the masculine energy, a sacred meeting of polarities. That is the electromagnetic spin of the labyrinth of our heart. And it is the heart that is being taken over right now. And that it has nothing to do with reaching an orgasm, lasting long enough, the size, another number for your collection or your worth. That truly opening up a woman is about going deep, but not going deep within her, going deep within yourself, knowing yourself. And the deeper you are able to enter yourself, the deeper you can enter a woman as well. Now, what they don't mention in this is that how many women have, how many men are alone now because women are just behaving in this free martin, lustful way, when the real role of women is to guide men, in a loving, compassionate way, to come to this level. But with all this fake feminism and the Me Too, they have killed the desire for any men to become one. So I'm not going to go off on one about that, but this is how I just wanted to end all this, because basically everything I'm talking about, everything that's going on, is to stop us entering the natural place of the Twin Peaks, where men and women naturally become one again. Okay, so I hope I haven't forgotten too much. I'm catching up with my blog as much as I can with this Mercury retrograde, and I send you all my love, and I love you very much. Bye.